Afternoon baseball now, and a fine Sunday for our national pastime from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Today we wrap up this 4-game weekend series between the Toronto Blue Jays and the New York Yankees. Yankees baseball is next. Masahiro Tanaka, the right-hander from Japan, will get the starting assignment in this one. What's your take on him, Dan?
This guy's a pretty good pitcher, and I was looking through the stats, and one thing jumped out at me: a sub 1.20 whip coming into this start. That tells me a couple of things. One, he's not afraid to throw strikes, and two, when he does throw strikes, he throws quality, and he still gets people out. It'll be fun to watch this guy work in this one today.
Now at the plate, Kevin Pillar. He will lead this one off today. Underway now in the Sunday finale as the first pitch today is taken for strike one. Well, this Yankee ball club entering play this afternoon here. It dropped another one last time out, and in fact they've won just twice in their last 8 tries.
Yeah, Matty B. Hey, D-Row, we're looking at a team that's playing some pretty good baseball right now. Through the first 5 games of this homestand, 4-1, and looking for some bigger and better things.
Yeah, we had a chance to sit down before the game after BP with the manager. He was really pleased with the way his team has played in these last 5. Let's see if it continues today.
Now a moment as we take a look at the Jays starting 9 for this one. What's the word on them as they try to split the series, Mark?
Taking a look at this lineup, they're going to have to work the count. That's the key to success right here. They have to find a way to drive this guy's pitch count up and get into that bullpen as quick as possible.
Next to bat for Toronto, Devin Travis. In past meetings with Tanaka, he's done well, 6 for 13. Here's the first pitch to him. To third. Rui has it. Throw on to first, 2 gone.
Batting third baseman, John.
Stepping in for the Jays, Josh Donaldson. He enters play 6th in the American League in the batting race. First pitch of the at-bat. And that one stayed too low, apparently. And set up behind the dish is Woody Keller, as you see the rest of our umpiring crew there.
You know, D-Row, Woody Keller's a good umpire, but at times the consistency kind of wavers a little bit. I'm not sure if you'd say he's a low ball umpire or a high ball umpire. Sometimes his zone changes from game to game.
Yeah, he can be a little inconsistent, Dan, no question about it, but he's approachable. As an offensive player, I just want to be able to turn around and say, is that as far as you're going today? And Woody will usually give you an answer.
2 balls and a strike. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Swung on and missed, and it's even at 2-2. A swing and a miss as he chased with 2 strikes, and that will retire the side. Blue Jays go down in order. Blue Jays nothing, Yankees coming to bat. Major League Baseball on the show. Marco Estrada gets handed the ball for the 4th and final game of the series. Dan Plesac, what's the word on him?
Hey, listen, when you can go 7 full innings like he did, I know he got a no decision in his last start, but it was a real solid performance. If he continues to pitch like that, the wins are going to start coming.
And there you see Jacoby Ellsbury as he'll lead things off here in the home half of the first.
Center fielder, Jacoby Ellsbury.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. Lofted in the air out to right field. Smoke ranging into shallow right. You can't get there as it falls in.
Hey, you want to be the team on the attack, without question. In the bottom of the first, starting it off with a leadoff single gets everyone in your dugout going.
Next for New York, Aaron Judge. It's been a really slow start to the season for him, as you can see by the April numbers on your screen. First delivery to him on the way. In there, now the throw. It bounces, but he's out. Nice play there to pick the throw and put the tag on quickly.
Well, he tried to turn a single into a double by stealing second on the first pitch, but they were ready for it. Good catch and throw from behind the plate, and it's like that base hit never happened.
And a good idea to hold off on that swing. It's ball one. And Dan Dero, the Blue Jays, as they enter play here this afternoon. They did get the win last time out, but it hasn't been the best week for them as they've won just twice in their last 6 tries.
Hey, Matty V, you know, if there's such a good thing as splitting a series, Dero, this is the one. They lose the first 2 games of this series, win game 3. They'd like nothing more than to split this series and win game 4.
Yeah, Bobby Cox always used to say, you got to take care and beat the teams you're supposed to beat and then play 500 against the really good teams. They have a chance to do that exactly today. Drop the first 2, but if they can win today, they split this series and move on.
With that, it's time to check out the starting lineup for the hometown Yankees. Who's the one to watch, Dan?
Well, Matt, we all know it. The man to watch, Giancarlo Stanton. He was an absolute RBI machine a year ago. I mean, it was like he never missed an opportunity to put a run on the board when it came to him. Count on him to have an impact in this one.
Here's Didi Gregorius. No one aboard for him, and 2 gone here in the first. First pitch coming. Here it is. Changeup in for a strike.
Well, if you could throw it for a strike consistently, a first pitch changeup is effective. Hitters are almost never looking for it.
2 out, nobody on. And that's in there as well. 0-2 now.
Hey, I love that pitch right there, and that's where he's going to have to work. He's going to have to work down in the zone. This is a hitter's park. We all know the ball flies, and if he's going to keep the ball in the yard, he's got to execute down to the hollow of the knee.
Check swing, but he held up in time. Ball 1.
Great job to keep your hands back and not fully commit. The body was out in front on a great changeup right there, but he was able and strong enough to keep his hands back.
The 1-2. Is a fastball that misses.
In today's game, everybody's trying to work off the mound north-south, trying to elevate that heater. He wanted that pitch right there, but I can tell you as an offensive player, I'd rather give you 6 inches off east-west than to have you call that high fastball.
Had to sit back on the changeup, and he did a good job to get the bat on that one. Here now the 2-2. Hot shot down the line. Throw on to Smoke at first, and the side is retired. An inning in the books. No score here on the show. And now the Toronto number 4 hitter, Justin Smoke. And he's definitely off to a fast start in the early part of the season. Here comes the first pitch. Takes a fastball on the inside corner.
Well, they've really had an answer for keeping him in check in this series. He's offered very little resistance with the bat in his hand so far.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. And he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike 2. And he takes strike 3 cold on the fastball. 1 gone.
All right, boys, let's take a look at how the Yankees are setting up on defense today. And let's focus our attention on shortstop Didi Gregorius. Not only has this guy been knighted, yes, they call him Sir Didi back in his homeland, Curacao. He's one of the best ball players coming down the pike, starting with Andrew Jones, Xander Bogaerts, and it's Didi Gregorius this time. Hits from the left side of the plate with power and the ability to go in the hole with one of the strongest arms in the game.
Here comes the first pitch. Takes a look at one catching the outside corner. Hernandez tends to have more success against right-handed pitching like this than he does against southpaws. Could be a comfort thing. Maybe he just picks up the ball a little better, but that's the book on him at this point. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Oh, and this is swung on and missed. 4 strikeouts already, and that's out number 2.
Wow, his stuff looks electric coming out of the gates in this one, guys. That's 5 batters faced, 4 strikeouts. That's going to be a tough pace to keep up, but it looks like he has what it takes to work deep into this game.
Here's Randall Grichuk. As Tanaka jumps ahead of him here at strike 1.
Oh, man, he's got a chance to strike out the side on 9 pitches. 7 down, 2 to go.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. There's a swing and a high drive into left center field. Back goes Stanton, and this one is gone. A home run. Randall Grichuk leaves the yard with a solo shot. 4th home run here in the early going. As the Jays get the game's first tally, it's 1-0.
I'll tell you, he looked like he was on cruise control, striking out the first 2 batters. But if this game teaches you anything, it's that you can never take him out for granted. Exhibit A, a homer.
And that'll bring up Aledmus Diaz as he sends it on the ground to first. And he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. Jays off to a good start thanks to the solo shot. On to the bottom of inning number 2. It's now 1-0 Toronto. Digging in now for the Yankees, Giancarlo Stanton, a real threat with the bat, of course, as he currently leads the American League in home runs. Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. Starts him out with a cutter, and he gets him to swing through it. 1 strike. Stanton, a California-born ball player. He was taken in the 2nd round back in the draft of 2007.
Yeah, Matty, you cannot miss on your first rounder, and they didn't with this guy. He has turned himself into an absolute superstar.
And this misses the outside corner, so it's knotted up at 1-1. In prior meetings with Marco Estrada, he's had success, 6 for 14. He's also been a strikeout victim 6 times. And a good eye as he lays off, and the count moves to 2-1 now on the Yankee left fielder. Lifted in the air to straightaway center. Pilar's there. He's got it 1 away.
All right, guys, time for a look at how the Toronto Blue Jays set up on defense today. And let's focus our attention on outfielder Randall Grichuk. It's the ability to put it together every day on a consistent basis that's going to separate this guy from superstar to average big leaguer. Look for him to make an impact on one side of the ball today.
Digging in, the switch hitter, Neil Walker. He carries the 8th best average in the American League entering play. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Swing and a miss, but he's right on here. One strike.
Great job by the pitcher right there to pull the string. He knew he had an aggressive hitter at the plate, somebody who was sitting on fastball and ready to do damage, and he was able to slow him down right there and get him off balance.
Now a swing and a hard hit grounder, but that'll get foul. It's 0-2 now. And they'll try to tempt him with a curveball, but this bounces in front of the plate, and it's 1-2.
Those 0-2 curveballs are really tough for guys to lay off. There's a reason it's such a common pitch in that count, but he did well to spit on it there.
The 1-2 is a wave and a miss. He struck him out.
Always tough for one of these base umpires to make a call on a guy's check swing. It's not a great angle, and everything happens so quickly, so they really have to be paying attention out there. Looking at the replay, I think he got it right, so that's a tip of the cap for the Blue.
The left-handed power bat of Greg Bird digs in now. Fouled away. He's ready for his first at-bat of this early season contest. The windup and the 0-1. The fastball down near the shoe tops. Missed with a breaking ball.
Well, we all know he's not the greatest threat with the bat up there. His numbers certainly aren't that pretty, but hey, I give him credit. He's really working the count right here.
At the knees for a called strike, and it's back to even at 2-2. And here's a curveball that's laid off that time. It's full 3-2. Brandon Drury would be next. Seventh pitch of the at-bat coming up. He got him. Lively fastball that time, and it puts an end to the inning. After the break, don't go away. Troy Tulowitzki will start things off. We played 2 innings. It's 1-0. Stunning Central Park here on a beautiful day in the Big Apple. Welcome back to baseball from Yankee Stadium. Back alongside Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac, Matt Vasgersian, as the shortstop Troy Tulowitzki heads in to start out the inning. First offering on its way. And this is low, ball 1. In past meetings with Tanaka, he's only 1 for 10. Here's a high pop-up. Number 25 is there for it. 1 down.
Batting ninth, the catcher, number 55.
Russell Martin now, hitless in 4 tries in the ball game yesterday. First pitch on its way. And a fastball just a bit high.
1 ball, no strike.
Hit hard on the ground to first. And that is through into right field for a single.
Hey, don't sleep on first base. I know they call third base the hot corner, but there's some bullets hit down that way too. Good effort on the dive right there, but batter singles. Standing in now, Kevin Pillar, as he'll take a look at ball 1.
He was a strikeout victim in his first try. The 1-1 home. On the move is Martin. Hit hard to the right. Now a move over to first, and he's back easily. And now a slider in there for a called third strike, and there are two gone now. Pretty clear he didn't like the call there on the outside part of the plate, but probably too good to take, and he's down on strikes for the second time.
Yeah, that pitch was right on the black. Beautiful pitch. And even if we had robot umps, he'd still be out. But the only difference would be he wouldn't be able to complain about it.
First pitch coming. Here it is. And there's a sinker that he just spits on as it misses low. The 1-0. Line drive to left. Well, this is right to him in left as he hardly has to move as he handles it for the final out. One left for Toronto, but they're up 1-0. Set to get his day started, Brandon Drury, batting just a notch below 300 so far on the season. He's ready. Here's the first offering. There's a strike.
That pitch was right down the heart of the plate, but obviously this guy had made up his mind on the on-deck circle. He was taken all the way, and he was going to zone him up.
And even 1-1 count to Brandon Drury. And he looks at one in there, 1-2.
He looks really strong here early in this game, and that fastball is a good example. Put that thing in a great spot and right where he wanted it.
Now a swing and a miss as he picks up another one. Make it 4 strikeouts already, and there's your first out.
Pitching 101 is changing location and upsetting the hitter's timing. You do that, and everything's going to be fine. In that strikeout, he never threw the same pitch twice in a row, and he won the battle because of it.
Into the box, number 25. And it's fouled away. He's ready for his first at-bat of this early season contest. A 1 pitch on its way. Is put in play to the right side of the infield. Over to Smoke at first, and there are 2 away.
Batting ninth, catcher.
Digging in, Roberto Perez. 2 away in the inning, and Dan, it looks like this could be another 1-2-3 inning for him.
Yeah, he has really found a groove on the mound, and it's been impressive to watch. It'll be interesting to see how long he can keep this dominance up.
First offering on its way. Lazy fly ball out to center field. On the move is Pilar. He's got it. A great running play, and that'll retire the side. 1-2-3 go the Bombers. They still trail 1-0. Here's the third baseman, Josh Donaldson, as we begin the top of the fourth.
Third baseman, Josh Donaldson.
Here comes the first pitch. Right there for strike one.
This guy's cruising along, pitching well as we enter the middle innings of this one. Less than 60% of his first pitches have been for strikes. If he could clean that up a little bit, he could really roll into the later innings in this one.
Here's the 0-1. Skied into straightaway right. Judge is under it. One down.
Now batting, the first baseman, Justin Smoke.
Ready for another chance. Justin Smoke comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. First delivery to him on the way. Takes a look down at the knees for a strike. Popped him up. Drury has room in foul territory, and he makes the catch for the second out.
Now batting, left fielder, Teoscar Hernandez.
Stepping in and ready for another shot, Teoscar Hernandez. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Belt high and right down the middle for a strike. And there's one well above the zone for a ball. 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors in the game for Toronto. This should end the inning as it's sent out to second. Reined in. They'll whip this one to first in time, and that ends the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Blue Jays, but they're on top 1-0. Here's the center fielder, Jacoby Ellsbury, set to lead us off in the home half of the 4th inning.
Jacoby Ellsbury.
Now the pitch home to Ellsbury. And now a bunt attempt here as he gets this one down. And the throw will be too late, so it's a bunt single to get him started here.
The right fielder, number 99, Aaron Judge.
Here's big Aaron Judge. He's 0 for 1 thus far. He's set and the pitch. There's a knee-high pitch that catches the zone. Started to go around there, but he holds up ball 1. Ellsbury on at first, nobody out. Checks his swing, but this will be strike 2 call. Ellsbury's running. Shot toward right center. And that's a base hit. 1 for 2 in his first couple of plate appearances. And now they'll have runners at the corners to start off the inning.
Boy, is that a thing of beauty right there. Hit and run to perfection, Dero. Runners at first and third.
Yeah, it's exactly what you're trying to do. You don't see it in today's game too much. There's a lot of moving parts, a lot of walks, homers, and strikeouts. But right there, manager sets it in motion, and the hitter just executes to perfection.
Into the box now, Didi Gregorius. as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball one.
Well, they've yet to hang a number on the scoreboard, but it looks like they've got a great opportunity from the breakthrough. Going to be pretty demoralizing if they can't.
The 1-0. And he fouls this one off. Gregorius, also known as Sir Didi around the game and in the Netherlands. His contract is set to expire at the end of this season, so he may end up hitting the market this winter.
Yeah, Matty, there's 3 dates. The time you get called up, and the time you get to arbitration, and one when you finally hit free agency, where you have a chance to truly enjoy this game and get paid for all the hard work.
Good job there to put the ball on the ground and pick up the tying run. This one has the makings of being a close game until the very end.
Giancarlo Stanton now, as he lays off a fastball too low for ball one. Slide out in his first at-bat, so make him 0 for 1 so far. A ball and no strikes. Here it is. Swing and a miss just behind a lively fastball. Right over the middle, knee high. The 1-2. Sliced hard but foul.
He might not want to throw that one again. I know his timing was a little bit off at the dish, but he kept his hands back, just missed that one, fouled that one off really hard.
Again, a 1-2. Just a bit low. Tough call, but it's 2-2. 1 run on 3 hits, and no errors for the Yankees so far. And this pitch is taken high and away to fill the count. It's 3-2. Swing and a miss on the fastball that time. Out number 2.
Boy, there's nothing better from a pitcher standpoint than watching that high fastball, a high piece of cheese, swung at and missed. That pitch looks so inviting to hit, but it's awfully tough to put in play.
Here's Neil Walker, as he'll take a look at a curveball that misses wide for ball 1. Runner in scoring position with 2 gone. This is hit the other way out toward left field. Hernandez is there. No trouble with this one, and the inning is over. Yankees forced to settle for 1. On to the top of inning number 5 we go, all tied at 1-1. Trying to pick things up where he left off, Rendell Grichuk, and he's off to a hot start in this one. Homered his first time around. Here comes the first pitch. Cut fastball taken for strike 1. Really feels like he's just on cruise control out there on the mound right now.
Yeah, it really does, Matt, but this offense isn't helping him too much. It sort of feels like the next team to score is going to win this thing.
The windup and the 0-1. There's a fastball that just misses ball 1. Grichuk Playing here in his age 26 season. This is the final year of his current deal, so he'll be a free agent at season's end.
Hey, I think if you ask this guy honestly how his season's gone so far, he'd tell you he's not happy with it. It's been kind of an average year for him, but he has time to get hot and make that salary push.
And he'll try to get him fishing there, but he won't offer in the dirt, and it's back to even at 2-2. And he gives this one a pretty good ride down the left field line. And that nearly broke our tie, but instead it's a foul ball. And a good bite to that slider as he swings through it for the first out of the inning.
Classic slider, down and away for the strikeout there. Not a whole lot to say about that pitch that hasn't been said a million times already. That's just a real tough pitch for a hitter to pick up out of a pitcher's hand, so they end up chasing when they're in protect mode.
And that'll bring up Aledmus Diaz. As he'll take a look at a slider here that finds the zone for strike one. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. And it's 1-1.
After watching that one go by and a ball being called, you could rest assured he knows he's not getting away with another one of those. I guarantee you he's going to be aggressive on this next pitch.
Now the 1-1 pitch. This one's chopped foul right at the plate. The count moves now to 1-2. 1 out, nobody on. Chopped weakly to the left. Drury gloves it. And that's the second out.
The shortstop, number 2, Troy Tulowitzki.
So bases are empty here with 2 gone. And danger now is standing in as the fine shortstop, Troy Tulowitzki. First pitch of the at-bat. Fouled off. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And a splitter here, but he had a bit too much on it as this bounces up to the plate. And he struck him out, his 7th of the ball game, and that ends the inning. Blue Jays go down in order. Halfway home, all even at 1 apiece. Digging in to try it again. Greg Bird looking to put the ball in play here. He went down on strikes in his first at-bat. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And here's a first pitch curveball that bounces on him there. It's ball 1. And this winds up inside for a ball. 2-0 now. Bird stands at 6'4" tall, bats left, throws right. He was a 5th round pick back in 2011.
Hey, this middle round selection is still developing, but he's doing it at the big league level, and he has a lot of time to get his tool set ironed out.
Tulowitzki is under it. He's got it 1 away.
Now batting.
Riding in once again, Brendan Drury was a strikeout victim in his first try. Here's the first pitch to him. Swing, line drive. That's going to be trouble. And this is going to find the wall out near the Yankee bullpen. Not in time, and he's in there with a double.
You'd think they'd stop pitching to this guy by now. He's been torching them all weekend, and he stays hot here with another extra base hit. They'll be happy when this series is over, so they don't have to deal with this dude anymore.
In now, number 25, as he'll take a changeup here for strike one. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far. Line drive, base hit. And the runner from second will stay put at third, so they're runners at the corners now with one away.
Up next for the Yankees.
Nice piece of hitting right there. Looked like the guy on second had to respect it and freeze a little bit.
He had to freeze there for a second to make sure that line drive gets through, but eventually does get to third base.
Standing in now, Roberto Perez. That's a strike to throw down. In time as he just gets the tag down. Ronald Torreyes will have to get loose in a hurry now as he'll come in and run following the injury. The 0-1 pitch. Couldn't wait back, a swing and a miss.
Hey, as an offense, you do your homework, you scout. He hasn't been using that pitch an awful lot. I say you just throw that out. If he's going to flip that occasionally for a strike, then so be it.
The 0-2 pitch. Checked his swing there. Did he go around? No, says the first base umpire. Ball one. The 1-2. Fouled away. Now check swing, but that's in there for strike three anyway, and the inning is over. One left for the Yankees. We've played 5 full, tied at 1 aside. Ronald Torreyes is going to go ahead and stay in the ballgame and play third now.
Now playing third base, number 74.
Russell Martin now, a base hit in his first trip.
Leading off for Toronto, the catcher, number 55, Russell Martin.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. No balls and a strike to count. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. This is hit high in the air out toward left center. Ellsbury is under it. Makes the play, 1 away.
Now batting, the center field.
And now back to the leadoff spot in the Blue Jays lineup. Stepping in, Kevin Pillar. 0 for 2 from him so far in this one. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Heading out towards shallow right. Judge will drift over to his left a few steps as he takes it for the second out.
Second baseman, Devin Travis.
Ready for another shot now. Devin Travis, 0 for 2 for him to this point. First pitch of the at-bat. A knee-high sinker, tough pitch, strike one.
Boys, we see the pitch count. It's hard to remember the last time we saw a guy pitch this efficiently.
Yeah, Matt, it's incredible to watch him go after guys. He's forcing a lot of early contact, and they haven't done a whole lot with the balls they put in play against him.
Sent toward first. The flip to the pitcher covering as that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Blue Jays. Score remains deadlocked at 1. Here's the center fielder, Jacoby Ellsbury. 2 hits in 2 trips for him thus far.
Center fielder, Jacoby Ellsbury.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. A high fastball is in there.
Yeah, I'm shocked he let that first pitch go right there. High fastball, but usually those ones travel the furthest.
0-1 pitch on its way. Swing and a miss, and he's in trouble now. 0-2.
Yeah, this guy's having a good day right there. You can tell he is all over. His timing is spot on. This pitching staff is going to have to find a way to attack him a little differently.
And a half swing that time, but it's a full swing in the eyes of the umpire, and that'll be the first out of the inning.
For me, check swings are right there next to bang-bang plays at first as the most difficult calls for an ump to make. Taking a look at show motion, the batter doesn't appear to hold up enough, so I think the call was right.
Digging in once again, Aaron Judge. He singled his last time up. Here it comes. Hit sharply on the ground to the left. Tulowitzki fields it cleanly. Over to Smoke at first, and there are 2 away.
The batter, the shortstop, Didi Gregorius.
Stepping in and ready for another shot, Didi Gregorius. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time. First offering on its way. A bouncer to the left side, right to Donaldson. Throw on to Smoke at first, and the side is retired. So the Yanks go 1, 2, 3. Still tied 1 apiece. Back here in the Bronx, all square at 1 as we get set to start the 7th. But before we do, let's take a look at the game summary to this point. Here's the third baseman, Josh Donaldson. He'll start the 7th, and Dan, as a former pitcher yourself, you must be enjoying this. Lots of good pitching and defense today.
Well, that's one of the keys. We're seeing a lot of strikes. We're seeing a lot of swings. We're seeing some great plays on defense. This has been a snappy one up to this point.
First pitch coming. Here it is. Takes a look at one catching the outside corner. And a fastball just a bit high. A swing and a shot hit down the corner. Gone. He finds the short porch for a home run. It's a solo shot off the bat of Josh Donaldson. 7 home runs for him on the year now, as Toronto has taken a 2-1 lead.
Well, if I was the manager, I would tell my pitchers to work around this guy. I mean, he's hit 3 home runs against them in this series. What more do they need to see? 4, 5? Jeez. Enough is enough.
Here's Justin Smoke now.
The first baseman, Justin Smoke.
Swing and lift the ball foul off to the left and out of play.
He's 0 for 2 in the ballgame so far. That's in there, and he's deep in the hole now, 0-2.
Ooh, I'm shocked he took that pitch right there. That ain't plus 90s right there. That's mid to low 90s fastball in the honey hole. I'm surprised he didn't pull the trigger on that one.
Trying to send him packing for the second time. Tried to get him to go after one below the knees, but it's 1-2.
Boy, that's a tough pitch to lay off right there, just out of the strike zone. But listen, when you're a 300 hitter, you don't chase a lot of those so-called pitchers' pitches. This guy knows the strike zone.
Not surprisingly here, this is on the ground to the right side. On the first, so a good bounce back pitch there as he gets the ground ball for the first out. So that'll bring in Teoscar Hernandez. He was retired via the ground ball last time up. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. A fastball down near the shoe tops. Bases are empty, one man out. 1-1 the count. Ready to deliver the 1-2. Hit hard to the right, but foul. Got him. And that's 8 strikeouts now for him in the ballgame. Another strikeout for him on the mound, and boy, is it fun to watch him go about his business.
No doubt, Matty. He's one of my favorites, mostly because of his stuff. You know, he can absolutely dominate on any given day because of what he offers up there. It's just nasty. There aren't many hitters that like to see this guy on the mound.
Rendell Britcher will stand in here hoping to duplicate what he did back in the second inning as we flash you back to take another look at his solo home run that helped get this offense rolling. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And it's fouled away. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. And a pitch in the dirt as he lays off. It's 1-1. Down low, 2 balls and a strike. Grounded to third. Torreyes fields it cleanly. And the throw to first is in time, but the damage has been done as the side is retired. A run for the Jays on the solo homer. Get up and stretch. It's now 2-1 Toronto. Ready once again, Giancarlo Stanton. He's batting cleanup in this one, but will get us started here in the inning as they look to wake up the bats.
Yeah, not much to get excited about with just a single notch on the scoreboard, but you have to give credit to where it's deserved. The pitching on the other side has been really impressive.
First pitch on its way. And there's one well above the zone for a ball. Now some definite signs of life in that Toronto bullpen. Both a lefty and a right-hander begin to throw. The 1-0 is in there for strike one. The 1-1 is taken for ball 2. Now the 2-1 is taken, ball 3. And it's up to a 3-2 full count now. Now here's a check swing, and they appeal down to first. No swing, so that's ball 4.
Yeah, well, when a guy's swinging the bat as well as he's been, this is a smart move. No reason to tempt fate out there.
Here comes the Toronto skipper out toward the pitcher's mound. And we're going to have a pitching change, as that's going to be off for his starter this afternoon. So he'll depart with the lead and a chance to be the winner, but he is responsible for the tying run at first.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for Toronto, number 36, Tyler Clippard.
Ready for another chance? Neil Walker. In past history against Tyler Clippard, he's only 1 for 10. From the stretch. And that one stayed too low, apparently. We're in the 7th inning now. The pitchers duel, 2-1 our score. Lifted down the line in left. And they can't run it down. Quick check on that tying run at first. Runner back safely. 1-1. Check swing, no swing, says the home plate umpire. Ball 2. Even count, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I know it's a guessing game, but usually when you flip that coin, it better come up fastball at this level. You cannot be late right there. That was right in the wheelhouse.
The 2-2 is looked at, and the count moves full.
Walks are never good, but they're especially bad news late in games like this. It seems like they always come back to bite you.
And he missed with it. Ball 4. So that means now the potential tying run will move into scoring position at second.
First baseman, number 33.
Digging in to try it again, Greg Bird, as he'll look to bring home that tying run from second with a base hit into the outfield. First pitch of the at-bat. Now a bunt attempt here. And the throw will come to first, so the sacrifice works as planned.
You can't ask for anything more than that. The tying run moves over to third now with only 1 out, so we'll see how the infield decides to play it here.
Stepping into the box, Ronald Torreyes. He's newly entered into the ball game, so this will be his first trip to the plate here in inning number 7. And it looks as though the decision makers in the dugout will give him a free pass to first, so the bases are loaded here on the intentional walk, and the force play is now in order. Now at the plate, number 25, a hit in 2 tries so far. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Now a swing, and he pops him up. And I believe, yes, the umpire signaling for the infield fly rule.
Wow, talk about frustrating. Not what you want to do with the bases loaded. A simple pop-up, and nothing productive comes out of that.
Stepping in now, Roberto Perez. And this is low, but a good block that time by Martin to keep it within reach. Trying to hold the lead. Here's the delivery. Oh, much too tardy on the fastball. 1-1.
Well, the Yankees have been searching for that big hit pretty much all game. It remains to see if they can get it, but now it sure would be a good time.
One and two to the Yankees catcher. The 1-2. And he fouls this one off. Popped him up. Smoke is there as he makes the catch, and they'll tightrope out of danger as he strands the bases loaded. Yankees leave them loaded. They're down 2-1. Coming forward now, the Toronto designated hitter, Aledmus Diaz. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. First pitch on its way. Sends that one out of play for strike one. The windup and the 0-1. Lays off the sinker here, a ball and a strike. Ripped on the ground to first. And he'll take it to the bag himself for the out. Striding in once again, Troy Tulowitzki. He was sat down on strikes in his last at-bat. First offering on its way. This one's down to third. Reyes has it. On to first, and Tulowitzki grounds out here, 2 away.
The catcher number 55, Russell Martin.
Russell Martin now. His line includes a single and a fly ball in 2 at-bats thus far. Here's the first pitch to him. Is swung on and driven out to right center field. A ball that's well hit. Judge going back on it, and it's gone as they add still another. A solo shot for Russell Martin. 4th home run here in the early going, and it gives the Blue Jays a 3-1 lead.
And this is big right here. It's one thing to be winning late in the game, but going up by 2 runs makes a huge difference. Now their bullpen doesn't have to be perfect, just good. Takes a lot of pressure off, especially when you're on the road.
Dylan Betances enters the ball game out of the pen, looking for the final out here in the top of inning number 8.
Number 68, Dylan Betances.
Into the box, Kevin Pillar. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. With this one almost in the books, the story was clearly the long ball. What are your thoughts on this offense, fellas?
Well, Matty V, I don't know what your thoughts are, D-Roll, but boy, when the weather starts to warm up and the ball starts jumping out like this, it's clear that the pitchers need to start making better pitches.
Yeah, just great approach. No one really chased today. Really stayed staunch on their ability to get that pitcher to come into the heart of the plate, and they did damage with it.
2 out, nobody on. 2-1, the count to Pilar. Set and the 2-1 pitch. Weak chopper to the left side. Throw is not going to be in time to get him, and somehow he's going to wind up with an infield single.
Hey, that's great hustle right there out of the box. Not everybody's getting it right out of the chute from step one, but I have to ask you, Dan, how frustrating executing a pitch and there's an infield knock.
It is, D-Roll, and you can read that right off the bat as a pitcher. You can read the angle. You know that that ball is going to be hit on the ground, and you're thinking deep down inside, okay, there's a quick out, and it just wasn't meant to be.
High in the air and drifting out to shallow center. Coming in is Ellsbury. He gets there to make the play, and that ends the inning. So a run on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. Not too many more shots left. Home half of the 8th coming up. The Blue Jays on top, 3-1.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for Toronto, number 62, Aaron Lewis.
Here's the center fielder, Jacoby Ellsbury. He's 2 for 3 and looking for more here.
Even though we're moving into the back end of this game, they're only down by a couple of runs. You know that old slogan, a bloop and a blast? They could certainly use that right now.
Popped him up. Martin might try to make a play on it, and this is going to wind up a foul ball. Now the pitch home to Ellsbury. Heavy sinker just stayed inside. Now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. The set and the 1-1 pitch. Starts to go around, but the home plate umpire says he held up, ball 2. Now the 2-1 pitch. Here's Tulowitzki at short. Fielded cleanly. Throw on to first by Tulowitzki is in time for route number 1.
The right fielder, number 99, Aaron.
Stepping into the box, Aaron Judge. He was a ground out victim last time up. Here comes the first pitch. A changeup that just catches the bottom of the zone for a strike.
Hey, this offense needs to get it going right here. Somebody has to take it upon themselves to have a quality AB and get this team to start thinking past the baton mentality. They cannot continue to go up there and look like they have no game plan.
A 1 pitch on its way. Off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. Hits are even right now at 5 aside. And it's a ball and 2 strikes now to Aaron Judge. And he lays off a pitch outside as they draw even at 2-2. The 2-2. Heading out towards shallow right. Grichuk moving in. He's got it. A nice play there. 2 away.
Now batting, the shortstop.
Next for New York, Didi Gregorius. 0 for 3 with an RBI in this one. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Takes a look down at the knees for a strike. 0-1 count and the pitch. Ran one in there as this is hit on the ground towards second. There is Travis. And 8 innings have come and gone now as the inning is over. So they go down without a whimper here. 9th inning coming up. The Jays are out in front 3-1. Trying to pick things up where we left off. Josh Donaldson. He'll be charged with trying to get on board leading off the 9th. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. 9th inning underway now as the first pitch is taken for a called strike.
Hey, that's a great job by the pitcher to get ahead right there. You know you got a star hitter at the plate. He's not afraid to go to 2 strikes or go deep in the count. That's what you have to do. You have to put him at a disadvantage with the count.
Throw on to first for the out, and that is how the 9th inning gets underway.
Up next for the Blue Jays, first baseman, Justin.
Here's Justin Smoke now. He was retired via the ground ball last time up. Here's the first pitch to him. Takes a look at a strike over the inside corner. Took a wave at one around the shins with no luck. And he struck him out, so he's down on strikes for the 2nd time this afternoon.
Now batting.
So that'll bring in Teoscar Hernandez. He's hitless coming into this at-bat, so the hit streak he's been riding is on the line here.
Yeah, he's up in the double digits with it. You know he wants to keep it going as long as possible, but this very well could be the last chance to do that.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Hit on the ground to short. Throw in the dirt, but a good scoop at first saves an error as this side is retired. Blue Jays go down in order, and it's still 3-1. Roberto Ozuna enters the game to finish this one off here in the bottom of the 9th.
Number 54, Roberto Ozuna.
Striding forward now, the Yankee cleanup hitter, Giancarlo Stanton. No hits to this point.
Left fielder, Giancarlo Stanton.
He's set. Here it comes. And a neck-high fastball that time.
Boy, if you're going to throw a pitch like that to this guy, you have to make sure it's up above the zone like that. He can't do a whole lot with that, but if it were a little lower, he can and will make you pay big time.
2 balls and no strikes, the count to Stanton.
Boy, he just looks locked in at the plate right now to me. His numbers in recent games have been very good, and those were 2 stone-cold takes right there that put himself in a great hitter's count.
Missed with a breaking ball. And that is the start they were looking for, down by 2 as that misses for ball 4.
Well, that is definitely not the way to start an inning. One thing to give up a walk, but to do it on 4 pitches is pretty alarming. He looks a little thrown off right now.
Digging in, the switch hitter, Neil Walker. No hits in 2 trips to the plate for him in the ballgame. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Just a tick behind for a strike.
Nice job by the pitcher right there to establish himself back into the strike zone. Would have liked to have seen the hitter been a little bit more aggressive in that situation. Usually when a pitcher throws 4 balls in a row, that next pitch, you could get super greedy right down the middle.
Set to deliver the 0-1. A ball and a strike.
I wonder if that call not going his way right there has anything to do with walking the last guy. We all know umpires don't give you much on the corners if you're not throwing strikes consistently.
fouled off. The 1-2. Count still at 1-2. Check swing here, but the bat clearly breaks the plane as he's set down for the first out.
First baseman number 33.
The left-handed power bat of Greg Bird digs in now. His career history with Roberto Osuna, he's 1 for 5. First delivery to him on the way. Fastball, and he swings through it to fall behind.
That's a big fastball, obviously, and we're going to see this reliever throw it a lot.
I think he held up in time, but that becomes moot as it's a called strike 2. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss on the changeup, and there are 2 gone.
Well, there's the great equalizer, the changeup, El Cambio. Listen, if you can keep that pitch in your back pocket and pull it out when you need it, like he did right there, usually hitters, they don't stand a chance.
Ronald Torrey is the next to bat. As with 2 away, he'll swing and miss at the first pitch. It's 0-1. His first plate appearance resulted in an intentional walk. Ready with the 0-1 pitch. Here's a fastball that crowds him a bit, and it's 1-1. And he missed with the slurve, so it goes to 2-1. The 2-1. Now a swing and a fly ball, and this should do it. And that's in there, base hit. And a good job to get to it quickly and get it back in. That'll hold him to a 2-out single.
Nice AB right there. 2-out single in the 9th. You put yourself in a position to be the tying run. Now you have your boy coming up behind you, the winning run at the plate. Start loosening up the water cooler wigs. We could have a walk-off.
Digging in now for the Yankees, number 25, and they're runners at the corners now. Looking to wiggle out of this. Here it is. First pitch hack in here, and that's the first strike. 2-run game, last of the 9th with 2 away. Oh, it looked like he lost the grip there as it's past Martin all the way to the backstop. And he is out at the plate, trying to get a little too greedy when he didn't need to be, and this ball game is over.
And that's what he gets paid to do, shutting them down for another save. That's an even 100 for his career. So congrats are in order. I'm sure he's going to tuck that ball away and put it in his trophy room.
3-1 the final score this afternoon. The Toronto Blue Jays jumped ahead in the 7th inning and never gave the lead back. Marco Estrada earns the win, his second. Masahiro Tanaka turned in 7 2/3 innings of very good work, but still takes the loss. Roberto Osuna wraps it up for the save, his 5th of the year. So that'll just about do it. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been a presentation of MLB The Show. For more, don't forget to check out theshownation.com.
First for the victorious Blue Jays. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors. They left 2 men on base. For the Yankees, 1 run on 6 hits, no errors. They left 7 men on base. Time of the ball game, 2 hours and 36 minutes. Our paid attendance here at Yankee Stadium this afternoon, 53,325. The Yankees thank you for attending and remind you to please drive home safely.